The only reason you have a language instinct, the only reason humans evolved a language instinct is so you could take your ideas and put them into the brains of other people, so they would behave according to your outcome and not their outcome. This language instinct is inextricably tied to our ego, which says my ideas are better than your ideas. I am more important than you. This was the never-ending battle within hunter-gatherer societies going back tens of thousands of years. And whoever could take their ideas and put them into the brains of other people rose to the top of the hierarchy. And those people replicated and made the people of the next generation. The people that didn't make it to the top of the hierarchy, they didn't get anything. And so you are the product of tens of thousands of generations of the winners of the idea contest, of the winners of the persuasion contest. You are descended from the best persuasive people in history. That is the purpose of language. That is the purpose of your ego, to take your ideas and put them into the brains of other people so that your ideas control their behavior and not their ideas. This is not a very pleasant thought. This is a very vicious and ruthless idea, but this is the operating system of the human brain, to assert yourself into the world, to assert that your ideas are better than everybody else's ideas. This is the drive of the instinct of the ego and our language instinct working together. But just like all other instincts, we don't operate them the same today as we did back in the Stone Age. Back then, we followed our instincts blindly. That was the only way to survive. Take our hunger instinct, for example. If you blindly followed your hunger instinct back in the Stone Age, that would give you the best chances of surviving. To eat as much as you could, whenever you could, as often as you could. If you did that today, it would kill you. Similarly, the sex instinct back then was a little bit different because sex and romantic opportunities were so scarce. So you did everything you could to have sex whenever you could, as often as you could, as long as you could. But if you tried that today, as you no doubt understand, it will turn your life into a train wreck. Our language instinct, our ego idea contest instinct is no different. Back then, everybody was battling my idea. No, my idea. No, my idea. Whoever won that contest rose to the top of the hierarchy. It was a never-ending smackdown idea cage match. But today, if you did that today, it would have a much less effect. It would have a much less happy effect, a much less persuasive effect, which is why today, just like you need to understand and manage your hunger instinct, just like you've already learned how to understand and manage your sexual instincts, all you need to do is understand and manage your language instinct, to understand and manage your ego instinct. And that is to not just use blatant idea suppression, my idea, into your brain to push out their ideas, because they're going to do the same to you, but instead use hypnosis. When you hypnotize people, it's a lot easier to take control of their brain, so their behaviors will serve you and not them. Now, how do you hypnotize people? It's not like in the movies or on TV or even stage hypnosis, which is still a remnant and echo of the idea contest. Only the ideas you're putting into their brain are hypnotic ideas, but you're still trying to force them into their brain from the outside in. The easiest way to hypnotize somebody is to use their own hypnotic instincts in your favor. Now, what are our hypnotic instincts? You've no doubt had the experience where you're doing something, you're supposed to do something important, but it's kind of boring, and so you kind of drift off temporarily into daydreaming fantasy land. That is self-hypnosis. Your brain is taking a break, and so instead of focusing on the world around you, you go inside. and you start to fantasize about those things that you like to fantasize about. You start to dream about those things that you like to dream about, and you go off into whatever tangent you go off into. The way you hypnotize other people is to take advantage of their own inherent daydreaming instinct, their own inherent self-hypnosis instinct. And you'd simply come under the radar and ask questions. You don't tell them anything. You turn off your ego completely, or you suppress your ego temporarily, just like you already know how to suppress your hunger instinct, or you know how to suppress your sexual instinct. And if you suppress your ego instinct and turn off your desire, your unconscious desire, your instinctive desire to cram ideas into their head and ask them questions from an ego-free standpoint, you can get inside their hallucinating imagination, daydreaming, self-hypnotic instinct and lead it wherever you want them to go. So they will come to the conclusion that you want them to come to. But because you'll be coming under the radar, asking questions, directed questions to lead them to fantasize in the direction that you want them to, you will have taken over their thinking process, but they will never know that you've done that. This is the easiest way to hypnotize people. This is exactly how salespeople that know how to use this technique are making an easy 6 figures per year in their part-time. This is how people that know how to use this technique are talking to people socially and creating fantastic relationships. This is the best way to create a romantic relationship, is to turn off your ego, turn off your desire to tell them what you think they should do, and just come in under the radar and ask questions that will lead them into the ideal mindset that will drive their behavior in your favor. If you want to learn how to use this technique, if you want to learn this technique so you can leverage this technique by being able to hypnotize other people, check out the links below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.